for a collective message. I am asking to connect to my guides, angels, ancestors, archangels, any other higher divine beings who would like to use me as a channel and messenger for any divine guidance or wisdom that my collective might be needing to hear through me. Thank you so much for allowing me to be a messenger and a voice for spirit, and I am grateful to be able to be aligned to this message and this moment and anyone who needs to hear me. Thank you, Spirit. Hello everyone. I'm Krystal, and this is Keeping It Krystal Tarot. As always, if this title happened to resonate for you, welcome, and let's see what Spirit wants you to know. If anyone is interested in booking a personal reading with me or any of my manifestation kits or products, I have all the descriptions down below, as well as my website and my Etsy page if you are interested in checking those out. I also have an affirmations podcast if you are interested in that. It's on Spotify. It's called Elevation by Affirmations. And I think that's it for right now. I think that's good for the housekeeping tonight. Let's get into the reading, shall we? Spirit, what does my collective need to know or hear at this moment in time? What does my collective need to know or hear at this moment in time? Whoa. The Hierophant. The Temperance card. And the Three of Wands. You might be getting specific messages at this moment in time, and you might expect things to manifest or kind of fall into place a lot faster than they might be happening. So I think that's what this message is about. It's not that what you're working towards and your goals are not, this is not to say like you're dreaming too big or anything like that. This is just a message to almost say trust and enjoy the process, and don't wait to be satisfied until you've achieved those things, because you might be in a cycle of I want to say you're not happy with things unless they are fully achieved. And I think Spirit, like this message is saying like Spirit wants you to enjoy the journey. You have to take things slower. You have to be a little more patient with yourself, but those things are not meant to hinder you. They're not always meant to be tedious or things like that. It's showing you how to enjoy and how to be and how to slow down, because you might be in go mode where it's like, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to do that, and then you won't feel happy until you do those things that you need or that you expect of yourself. But Spirit might be asking you to kind of enjoy things and find the positivity in things without the expectation of achievement. This is learning how to be satisfied with the things you already know, the lessons that you've already learned, and the actually living by your moral compass, maybe rather than still setting yourself to expectations and standards that make you feel like you are more satisfied than you actually are. Because if you are stuck in a cycle of I won't be happy until I achieve this, this, and this, then you won't ever be happy unless you're achieving or unless you're I basically want to say life is not all about success and like achieving goals and like if your happiness has an if attached to it, I will be happy if I do this, then that means that you are not finding happiness within, you're not finding happiness within yourself, you're finding it within external validation or achievement. And I think that what Spirit is saying is that, like, are you living by the things that you say you stand on? Because balance looks different for everyone. But you can't put all your eggs in one basket and expect to still be happy at the end of the day, because what if that doesn't exactly turn out the way that you want to? Are you going to feel any type of way if you don't achieve something? Do you immediately assume you're a failure? Because that is the same thing. And I hate to be so blunt, but I feel like I have to be straightforward, because this feels like a positive message, but it also feels like you might not be getting it. And it might be because you are feeling rather ungrounded, because you might have certain ways or behaviors that still align to something you're trying to unlearn, or still align to something that you are trying to let go of. This really feels like Spirit is saying, like, don't stop. Don't stop yourself from dreaming big, and don't stop yourself from seeing the potential in the future. But don't wait for that to make you happy. Because it seems like you've gotten messages about this before, and maybe in different ways, but it also might be because you're putting all of your happiness, all of your satisfaction on an expectation, and not the process of doing, of being, and of living. It seems like you're very goal oriented, but it doesn't seem like you're giving yourself the chance to flow, be, and find happiness within just you. Because temperance also talks about moderation, like taking things one at a time. Not like, that's why I said about not putting all your eggs in one basket, like not putting all of your expectation on happiness being, or like enjoyment being, one thing. Because there are so many different ways we can find happiness, peace, joy, and it doesn't have to be what you are saying it is. What is peace to you, and what makes you feel good? And that might be more of the focus of what Spirit is saying. Like, take your time every day to intentionally and actively enjoy it. However that looks to you. And you might have to change some things. But you also might be telling yourself, I will be happy if. And if that's how you're going, then you are setting yourself up to be either disappointed or to feel guilty about when you actually are enjoying things, because your mind is telling you that's not what you should be enjoying. You should be enjoying doing this instead. You see how it's creating a cognitive dissonance? Oh, this is so interesting. I did not expect a message like this. Spirit, what is my collective supposed to know or hear at this moment in time? Judgment with higher self. Pleasure. Divine goddess. Loss with healer guides. imagination, inner child, and celebration, joy guides. Your logical ego self and your higher self, spiritual self, are very much, they bicker. You know, they are not on the same page. And I think you really need to look at what both of them are trying to say, stand for, and tell you, and make clear, decisive, intentional actions on how to start embodying your higher self, but in a realistic way that still satisfies both sides of you. Because if you're only trying to satisfy your logical ego side, then you are never going to feel soul fulfilled and spiritually satisfied. Your inner child will feel unheard. Your higher self will not be able to be embodied because you're only practicing what your ego self is asking you. You need to acknowledge what both sides are asking you and incorporate that in order to make clear, intentional decisions going forward. Because I think that this to me, loss and pleasure, it seems like you have lost what actually makes you feel excited, enthusiastic, thrilled, because you might have either disconnected from the things that you actually find make you happy, or you have been disappointed in those areas. So it's hard for you to feel connected back to things that you feel like you've lost out on, or you feel like you aren't in the right place to align with those things again. Because I think that once you start letting your inner child like run free, like truly, you might already feel like you have a connection with your inner child, but you still are suppressing them in some way. And I think this celebration card also is saying that once you start being more creative, more open to ooh, why did I deep sigh like that? I feel like this might be a message that you've heard before. Don't be afraid to try new things or to let yourself be creative in ways that you might have not done since you were a child, or you might have been more pulled to when you were a child and you never were able to you were never able to fully come into that skill or trait or whatever. Because it seems like what you're missing is the celebration aspect. Because things might be going well for you and you might not be celebrating them because you have a certain type of if attached to it. So it's like good things might be happening, but you're like, okay, well, I can't celebrate if I don't have this. You know? I think this is also a message of like, yeah, it's be happy for yourself and enjoy every part of the journey. That's really what I want to say. What does my collective need to hear at this moment in time, Spirit? Education. Knowledge. Rebirth. Ooh. And desire. There might be things that you've already learned and you don't utilize to its maximum capacity. Like there might be something that you are very well versed in, that you know very well, and you just don't do anything with it, if I can be honest. Because I think that this doing things that you truly desire and not things that you feel obligated to do, I think is going to not only start a rebirth within yourself, but also it might even help you transform into the person, lifestyle, and career that you want. I don't know what it is going to be for everyone. That's why I'm trying to be fairly vague. But it seems as though, like, what you're expecting at the end that will make you happy, I think it might come faster if you just start enjoying the process and not waiting for that thing to show up or manifest. Because I think there's so much more that you can already apply that you're not, because you're saying if, and this might be maybe even something like if, like, this also might be a message for someone if they want to go back to school. This might be the next best thing for them. Like if that's something that they've had on their mind. If there's like a course that you want to take, or if there's some sort of education that you can focus on first, that also might be the thing to help you. That might be very specific for somebody. But this message is about not waiting to go after what you desire, because, or at least following what you truly actually desire, and not what you're telling yourself you desire. Because you might be telling yourself one thing, which is why you act a certain way, or why you behave, or why you schedule things a certain way. But what your heart might be asking you is completely different. And it might be time to start incorporating that more, because that might align you to what you're actually hoping for a lot faster, and it'll make you feel happier as you're going on the journey and through the process. Whew, very, very interesting message for today, but I hope this is what you needed to hear. Thank you, as always, for trusting and allowing me to read for you. I am grateful to be able to do so, and I hope that you guys enjoy it. If you like this video, please like it. Comment down below if anything specifically any specific message in this resonated for you, because I did say a few specific things, but overall I know I will align to whoever needs this message, and I am grateful to have you here, and I hope that you enjoy my videos. So have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.